Hey guys, I have a quick question for you. Have you ever wondered what the definition or what the differences are for a fixed mindset and a growth mindset? In this video, you will find the definition of a growth mindset and a fixed mindset, as well as certain bullet points that I feel that you guys will be able to relate to. But let me back up. I am Jay, and obviously, if you found this channel, you might understand that I am on the quest to find like-minded individuals to create a community, a family. Anyway, let's get into it. Now, let's define the two and then go from there. Now, a fixed mindset is someone that believes that success is dependent on an innate ability. Now, to put that in more relatable terms, it's pretty much somebody that believes that you can only play the hand that you're dealt. There is no learning. There is no, you're literally what you are born with is all you are. That is somebody with a fixed mindset. There is no improvement. There is just like, okay, well, this is who I am, then that's it. Also, there's also a couple other aspects of a fixed mindset in the sense of just having the mental capacity to be able to see problems as challenges rather than walls. Or no, let me rephrase that. See problems as opportunities rather than challenges. It's a better way to say it. Now, as a growth mindset, totally different. It's somebody that believes success is built through hard work, learning, and perseverance. Just those three qualities will take you to the beyond. So pretty much what a growth mindset is, to put it in again into more relatable terms, is somebody that believes in not yet. It's not somebody that believes that, okay, well, like let's say, for instance, I'm in school. So if I get a bad grade, okay, well, you know what? I may not know this right now, but I'm not yet there. There's no defined end to that. A growth mindset understands that it just takes time and perseverance in order to create the life you want, to create the opportunity that you want. So that is pretty much what a growth mindset is. Now, the one thing that I will tell you guys is Carol Dweck. She's a psychologist professor in the University of Stanford. And she's actually the one that coined the term growth mindset. She actually has a TED Talk. She created the TED Talk is about, the not yet, the growth mindset, and pretty much, and, what we can do in order to have our children grow up to be able to face challenges as opportunities and not be stuck in that mindset that they cannot improve. So one thing I will also tell you guys, if you are watching this video and you think that you're hearing this and you're like, man, I might actually have a fixed mindset. Don't worry. I've had a fixed mindset. I'm sure half this population has had a fixed mindset. Now, the difference is that you are aware that you have that kind of mindset. That is the key. Do not forget, being aware has power in itself. So even if you're not aware, so you're watching this video and you're just curious on what can I possibly say? If you're not aware, of the type of mindset you have, it doesn't necessarily matter because the world around you knows. Because the way that you actually handle yourself, handle situations, will tell everybody around you exactly what kind of mindset you have. If you go to for instance, okay, so now there's interviews that like you go to a manager and they'll be like, okay, or you're at an interview, you'll be like, okay, well, he'll ask you, do you believe managers are born or created? Maybe not know that term. I just like the word creation. But, they'll ask you that. And if you think that all of a sudden, you're like, oh, well, they're born, you're a born leader, blah, blah, blah. Right then and there, you absolutely know that you have a fixed mindset. Another way to tell that you have a fixed mindset is when a problem comes up. And when you're faced with a problem, if you want to run, you have a fixed mindset. Because the only reason you would run from a problem is if you believe that the problem is bigger than the solution. Now, with a growth mindset, you're faced with a problem, you think of opportunities. And solutions are way more easier to come by because of the simple fact that you have built the neural pathways in your mind to find solutions, not run or hide from problems. That's one of the biggest difference between a growth mindset and a fixed mindset, guys. So you guys have to understand, in order to create the life that you deserve, the life that you want, you have to be able to approach situations as opportunities. I used to run from my issues. If something happened and I didn't like it, I would move. I literally jumped from state to state to state while I was younger, just for the simple fact that things were getting too tough. And I just couldn't stick it out. So for years, guys, I literally ran from my problems. So let's continue on. Another thing, another aspect that really determines the difference between a fixed mindset and a growth mindset is ownership. Taking accountability for your life. So if something goes wrong, do you blame somebody? Or are you the person that is like, oh, this is my fault? I'm the one that made the choice to do this or that or the third. There is nothing that can determine more of a fixed mindset than the fact of ownership. So pretty much another way to tell if you have a growth mindset or a fixed mindset is by the simple fact of being able to not blame. Understanding that this life that you are living is your life. That nobody has power over it besides you. So that is one of the biggest issues when it comes to a fixed mindset and a growth mindset. One thing that I have learned through my own experiences is that taking extreme ownership over your life will give you that power back. I don't know if you guys already watched a couple of my other videos before I got into a little bit more in depth on this. But there's a video about taking accountability, which I will post here or somewhere on the video. So go watch that. It's a little emotional, but the message still stands. Take accountability for your life. It doesn't matter if it was John Doe's fault that you tripped, or it's not Jane's fault that you were late to work. Whose fault was it? It's your life. So maybe you got out of bed a little late. Maybe you could have left a little bit earlier. Maybe, you see what I'm saying? There is different aspects that you can actually instill in your life that will actually apply to a growth mindset. Instead of giving power to Jane or Joe or Jack, whoever's giving you issues right now, take it back. Why give it to them? You know, taking ownership is one of the fundamentals of having a growth mindset. With that being said, let's move on. Yeah, so basically a fixed mindset is somebody that runs from problems, somebody that they always try to be the smartest person in the room because of the simple fact that they don't want to look dumb. Now, a growth mindset person will actually try to be maybe not the stupidest person in the room, but someone that is surrounded by individuals that know more than them. Because they understand that it's only a matter of time before I get to your level. And then once I get to your level, bye-bye, Felicia. So like that's pretty much what a growth mindset is. It's somebody that looks for information, improves their own mindset, improves their knowledge base, and then carries on and finds more. Finds somebody else that can teach them more. That's pretty much what it comes down to. So another thing with a growth mindset is belief. Belief is very big when it comes to a growth mindset. What you tell yourself, your narration, is actually what will determine how you approach certain situations. So if you go to a situation and you're like, man, this is hard. I don't know if I can do this. Well, I mean, at that point, you're not going to be able to do it. There's a quote that says, do I have it written down here? Actually, I do have it written down here. The man who says he can and the man who says he cannot are both correct. It's by Confucius. And just with that quote, man, you can understand that whatever you tell yourself, that is exactly how you will perceive life, how you will actually see certain situations. So that's another aspect, belief. You have to believe that you can. If you're telling yourself in your own head that, this is hard, I can't do this. And I'm not saying that you're always going to be like, oh, uppity up and never have a issue with any problems. But at the same time, understand that what you're doing, be aware of it. Being aware of the way that you think will actually help promote your ability to improve. Again, with the growth mindset, it's hard work and effort. I'm not saying that someone with a fixed mindset is not willing to work hard. I am saying that someone with a growth mindset will work harder. As Will Smith says, one of his little quotes is, if we get on a treadmill, one of two things will happen. Either you're getting off first or I'm going to die. It's as simple as that. I love my man Will Smith, Fresh Prince of Bel-Air. Gotta, support. Anyway, but yeah, so, just from that quote also, you really have to sit down and think about this, guys. Am I in a fixed mindset where I don't see that I can improve, where I don't see that, problems are actually solution or are actually opportunities? Or do I see an endless, limitless road in front of me? See, guys, that's who I'm looking for. So pretty much to sum it up, and also to get, practicals, right? I feel like I've kind of given you a couple practicals during this video. But a couple things that you need to understand is your mind is a muscle. The more you use it, the more you do things with it, the better at it you will get. That is fairly simple. Practical number 1. Practice makes progress. Simple. Practical number 2. Being aware is key. If you are not aware of what is going on within yourself, you cannot be aware of what is going on around you. Having a growth mindset is something that is challenging. It's something that you have to work at every single day. It's not something that you're going to develop and wake up the next morning and be like, oh, hey, look at that. I have a growth mindset. No, guys, that's not how this works. This is going to be work. This is going to be effort. This is going to be something that you really need or you really are going to need to want to do in order for this to happen. Because I'm going to tell you right now, you're going to have bad days. You're going to have days that you wake up and you're like, man, I don't think I can do this. This is hard. I just, believe me, guys, I've been there. I've gone through it, several times within the past couple months. Difference between that or between a fixed mindset and a growth mindset is knowing when you are in those certain times. So being aware. Another thing that you guys can also start doing is work on your narration. What you actually tell yourself. If you're going to tell yourself that, it's hard, blah, 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 then you're going to actually believe it's hard. Belief will create progress. Simple as that. Yes, I did make bullets for you guys and all that stuff, man. I'm trying to be official. So I mean, that's pretty much, as far as the practicals go, there's really no secret to it. A fixed mindset and a growth mindset, they're complete opposites. A fixed mindset is someone that believes in limits. A growth mindset is someone that believes that the world is an oyster and it's limitless. And all you gotta do is open up your wings and fly. That's it. And those are the people I'm looking for. And I want to be able to help you get to that point if you're not there yet. So there's a lot that go into a fixed mindset and a growth mindset, but I really wanted to give you a relatable way to actually compare the two. Because through my own personal experiences, a lot of people, they don't understand what a growth mindset is. I'll be like, like for instance, my description is I'm on the quest to find, growth-minded individuals. Now, with that being said, there was actually a couple people that I sent, messages to that were like, what is that? What's a growth mindset? And to me, it's normal. It's something that is, I don't know. And you know what? I'll be honest with you. Before I even heard of Carol Dweck, I was talking about a growth mindset. So I feel like that it's something that can be developed even without this information. It can be developed without it comes. There's another practical. Why are you doing this? Why do you want to get better? If you have a why, then at that point, there is nothing that will stop you from getting better. There's this quote. I know I wrote it down here. It's by a poet, Everett. I can't remember his name. I'm sorry. I think I know it's Everett something. But it goes, ever tried, ever failed, no matter, try again, fail better. That is the definition of what a growth mindset is, guys. It's pretty much telling you that no matter how many times you tried, no matter how many times you failed, just keep going at it and learn from your mistakes. That is what defines a growth mindset. Learning. Pick up a book. Read. Guys, I know that is probably something you're like, read? Really? You're going to tell me to read nowadays? Yes, guys, I'm going to tell you to read. because ever since I've started reading, I have learned so much. There's a couple books, How to Win Friends and Influence People, Taking Extreme Ownership. It's by this Navy SEALs. They wrote that book. That's a really good book. And then I've read the Grant Cardone books, 10X, Sell or Be Sold. There's a couple other books that I have. I have the Audible app and all that fun stuff. And no, I'm not partnered with any of them, so I'm just telling you this is what I do. Alright, that's the video, guys. I hope you enjoyed it. If you did enjoy it, guys, do me a favor. Hit that like button. And also, remember, I'm trying to build a community, family. Comment below. Let's start a conversation. I will engage with you. I promise you this. In addition to that, make sure to hit that subscribe button because you will not want to miss any future content. This channel will provide relatable content that will inspire you and motivate you. And don't get it twisted, guys. This is not going to only be personal development. This will be personal development through fitness, through health, through meditation. Guys, believe me, this is the track I'm on. And I want you guys to join me on this quest. Let's build and create this foundation together. Till next time, guys, keep moving forward and be blessed. You want me to